All right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here with none other than Amit Elor, okay? We all know who Amit Elor is. She's representing the United States at Paris Olympics here in 2024 at 68 kilograms. Only 20 years old. And Amit, you have quite the resume. But I first have to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I'm excited to be here, and this facility is crazy where we're having camp here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's huge. It's like the size of 5 Costco's, and there's so much training equipment, and everybody's here. And so it's the start of camp. We're all excited and fresh and ready to work. I would like to say my name's Amit.
Amit.
Amit, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you don't watch the show, but we traditionally get names wrong. So, Amit
No worries.
Elor.
Yes,
Folks,
you got it.
get it right. I'll never say it wrong again. I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee I'll try. But Amit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, Amit, it's nice to meet you.
Amit.
Yeah,
okay.
Amit.
You know
Yeah.
what? You say it like that, much easier
Yeah.
to remember. Well, I apologize for that.
No worries.
Amit, I got to ask you, beach wrestling. You started in beach wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about beach wrestling. How's that compared to this type of wrestling? Is that what made you the person you are now?
I mean, beach wrestling is really fun. I think it's very different. You can't compare it to wrestling on the mat just because of how the sand moves. The rounds are shorter. The rules are different. You can't hit your knee or touch any sort of body part to the mat, or else it's a point for the other person. I did get the chance to go to Cadet Beach Worlds. I think that was in 2019, right after regular Cadet Worlds, and it just worked for like flying from Bulgaria to Ukraine. But it's really fun. I think if you ever are on the beach, you should bring a partner with you and just drill on the beach, because why not?
Yeah, I mean, running's more difficult in the sand. I can't imagine how much more difficult wrestling would be. You bring up 2019, which technically you have not lost a match on the mat since 2019. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, that's incredible. And you're only 20 years old. Let me ask you, how long do you think I could last in a match before you would pin me?
You?
Yeah, me.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess we could try, but
No, I was just kidding. I don't want to actually try.
I don't know.
I don't want to actually try. No,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't want to embarrass myself here. But, all right, you are a 2-time world champion here. So I want to say you kind of feel like you're in a familiar place, but you're not, because you're only 20 years old. Let me ask you just point blank, going into these Olympics, what is your mindset, and what would you be satisfied with as a result?
I mean, honestly, I would be satisfied with Olympic gold. That's what we all are chasing after. But my mindset, I'm trying to treat it like any other competition. I'm trying to treat it like a world championship. But the truth is, it will feel different, and I'm preparing myself for all of these new experiences that are ahead of me.
No, I understand that. What has been the most difficult part of your journey to get to this point?
You know, honestly, the most difficult part has been making the drop to 68 kilos. It's taken a lot for my body to adjust to that weight and change my lifestyle a little bit, track more of what I eat, and still maintain training at that new weight. So that has been tough for me, and just having more competitions packed into these past few months compared to the other 2 years.
Now, you bring up the weight. Is that something? Are you looking 4 years down the road, or is that something you're not even thinking about? As you know, in 4 years, could we expect you to see you at this weight, or maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure. I think there's a chance my body could stabilize and be a little bit happier at 68, and that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, who knows, right? I just want to take it 1 year at a time and see in that moment where I feel best.
Okay, that makes sense. Are
Yeah,
you
no-
doing
no
U23s
promises.
this year?
U23s. I don't know how I'm going to feel after the Olympics, but honestly, most likely I'd like to do U23s, yeah.
Okay, so you've
Yeah.
done U20s, U23, and senior the last 3 years.
Yeah. And I mean, I was eligible for U20 this year, but the trials were 1 week before our Olympic trials. And I just didn't want to take the chance flying back and forth. It would be too much right before trials. So I kind of feel bad because now I can do U23 possibly, but U20 is already out of the picture,
Yeah. Now, you bring up a good point. Do you ever get concerned about burning out in this sport? You're 20 years old. We all know your accolades. I mean, people are calling you the female Cael Sanderson. Okay.
Oh.
Now I don't want to give you too, because we're going in this Olympics. But in all seriousness, though, is that a concern that you have at all?
I don't think so. I have a lot of hobbies. I enjoy doing other sports like jiu-jitsu. I did judo growing up too. I think if I'm able to have a balance with my lifestyle and enjoy doing hobbies and knowing when to take a break from wrestling, I don't think I'll get burnt out. I think I just need to be aware of how I'm feeling and kind of manage that and adapt in the moment. Obviously, there's times that you will face burnout, and it's just part of it. Like, we all have days, especially in a hard training camp towards the end, that we just step on the mat and we're so tired, but we have to just do it anyways.
Yeah. No, it's definitely some mental and physical fortitude there. But I want to ask you, and I would like for you to kind of briefly tell your story, because obviously women's wrestling is exploding. So I'm asking everyone just to kind of briefly tell your story of how you initially got into women's wrestling, and I think there's going to be women out there who might appreciate hearing it.
So I started wrestling when I was 4 years old. My older brother was the first one in our family to start wrestling, and he started in high school. So my mom and I would go watch him every day, and luckily there was a kids program where he was training. And I don't know why, something about it really caught my attention. It just looked so fun. And I loved being physical. So something about how physical it was. And I did gymnastics too before. So it's just like because it was on the mats. So I asked my mom for quite a while if I could join. And at first she was pretty hesitant. But then she's like, okay, go out there, ask the coach. And I was pretty shy. But I wanted it so badly that I went out there and I was like, I want to wrestle. Can you please let me wrestle? And luckily they agreed, and I've been wrestling for a while since then. I did do some other sports. I did jiu-jitsu. I did judo for a little bit, but wrestling has always been my favorite sport. It's always what I come back to.
Do you think, like, the judo, jiu-jitsu, has that helped you, do you think, at all in wrestling?
I definitely think it's helped me. Jiu-jitsu, I think, has helped me a lot with scrambling and groundwork and just body awareness and maintaining a good balance. And judo, obviously, we've learned a lot of throws through judo, and you need to know how to translate it to wrestling and know what to take from it and what not to. But it's been really helpful for me.
Okay, Amit, I have to ask you. Now, after you go to Paris and win this gold medal, what's the first thing you're going to do after winning?
Well, I'm the first one out of all of us to compete, so I'm going to be cheering on my teammates, and I will definitely be eating some croissants. That's definitely going to be enjoying a lot of French pastries because they're the best.
Well, Sarah was telling us how she makes bread. Maybe she can bring some bread for you guys. But all right, one last question. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. What do you do for fun outside of wrestling? You talked about jiu-jitsu and, you do all these sports. Tell us something we don't know, something you do for fun.
I'm a huge foodie. I love to try new restaurants. I like to bake and cook. I also love reading. Like, that's more of a recent thing. Really love Colleen Hoover books. I love animals too. So, like, if I get a chance to spend time with a dog or a cat, I will do that for hours.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I do. I have a Samoyed. So they kind of look like a white husky. I've had her since I was 12. And she's a lot of work. She's high energy, but we love her. And, I have to groom her a lot too. A lot of things I enjoy doing.
Okay. Well, common theme, dog lovers here. You're a foodie. What's your favorite food?
Oh my God, that's a hard question, and it will probably change depending on when you ask me. But right now, like carbs, probably Italian food, pizza, pasta, gelato.
High five on that. Okay. Also, big pizza fan here.
Yeah.
Well, Amit, I can't thank you enough. And folks, Paris 2024 Olympics. Amit's going to be there representing United States of America at 68 kilograms. And, I mean, I'm going to ask you for your autograph after this because, go check out her resume if you don't already know, folks. But Amit.
Sorry. Amit.
I'm going to edit that out. But
no worries.
Thank you so much. And you're incredible. I admire you. And good luck. And thank you for representing America.
Thanks for having me on the show.
All right. Thank you. You're great.